The war that changed Indian Army forever. The story takes place in 1962 at India-China border, Aksai Chin. That time, India was not armed, meaning that they were in their weak stage. So the question now arises that was Indian Army weak because Indian government didn't have any money to spend on their soldiers so that they can have advanced weapons? No. That is not the reason. The reason was that time Prime Minister of India Jawaharlal Nehru was thinking in a way that what is the point on spending money on our military forces? We did not create any enemies with any country in the world, especially with our neighboring countries. China knew that Indian Army is not strong enough. Indian Army is in a weak stage because China was like that. This is our great opportunity to take over Aksai Chin. By the way, if you guys are wondering who was the leader of China that time, it was Mao Zedong. He was the one who decided to take over Aksai Chin. The war had actually began on October 20th, 1962 and eventually ended on November 21st, 1962. That war had actually went over a month. Actually, it went for a month, but if you add one extra day, then that is technically over a month. So if we talk about casualties, around 700 Chinese soldiers were killed and around 1600 Chinese soldiers were being wounded. If we talk about the Indian Army casualties, there were around 1300 soldiers being killed, around 1700 soldiers were being missing, around 500 to 1000 soldiers were wounded, and around 4000 soldiers were being captured. I just have no words to say about that. While the result of the war was that China had actually won the war, a question comes in our mind that how weak was Indian Army in 1962? To get an answer to this question, we need to talk about what Indian government had provided to their soldiers to protect the border. The Indian government had provided their soldiers with canvas shoes. They did not have any professional combat boots. Can you imagine wearing a canvas shoe in the middle of the winter? Plus, the proper winter clothes were not provided to their soldiers. And let's talk about the weapon that Indian Army was provided with. The government had gave Indian Army Lee Enfield 303 rifle. Yes, you heard it right. You heard it right. That was the rifle used in World War I. If you talk about it, like in 1962, that time, that rifle was so outdated, nobody was even thinking about to use that rifle. And if you talk about China, China had AK-56 in their hands. Compare a weapon with the automatic rifle and compare the other rifle where you have to cock and then shoot and then you cock it again, then you shoot. Wow. And plus, if you guys don't know this, soldiers were provided around 200 to 250 bullets, and that is nothing. There were thousands of Chinese soldiers coming after Indian soldiers and only having 200 to 250 bullets. That is nothing. Like, a soldier can just rapid fire and just finish it in just 1 second. What happened was, when they ran out of bullets, they literally had to fight with their bayonet. You know those knives attached at the front of the gun? That is called bayonet. They had to fight with that. Just think about it. There are countries who are having really advanced weapons, and you see a country that does not even have a proper weapon. They were only given around 200 bullets, and they had to end up fighting with the bayonet to protect their land from not letting Chinese enter in their territory. My God. I've never seen this type of foolish government in my life. You guys have to hear this point also. Soldiers were not even provided with a proper tent where they can sleep properly. They had to sleep under a tree. Under a tree they had to sleep. In the middle of winter, a soldier has not been provided with the proper tent where he can sleep. Say, look, Indian Navy and Indian Air Force was way stronger than Chinese Air Force. But then, question gets created, why didn't the Indian government use their Air Force and Navy? Well, The answer comes to this guy right here, V.K. Krishna Menon. He was the defense minister of India that time. In his thinking, he thought that if we use Air Force and Navy, the war will become really big. It would be impossible to finish the war. Alright, I just want to say this. I just quickly want to say this. Really? Are you serious? What type of statement is that? You clearly know that the Indian Air Force and the Indian Navy is more stronger than Chinese Air Force and Navy, and you're saying that if we use Air Force and Navy, the war will become big and it will never end. What type of this stupid statement was that? There would have been so much benefits if the Air Force was being in use. Then China would have been forced to leave the borderline. And plus, the use of Navy would have been also a really good thing. You know how everything is made in China? I have a Dollarama near me, and if I go there, and I will literally get some things from Dollarama, and everything is made in China. China has to pass through the Indian Ocean to deliver their things to the world so that they can earn economy. If Indian Navy had been there, and it would have made the Chinese supplies being blocked, China would have started losing their economy, and plus it would have forced the soldiers to leave the borderline because they would have realized that we're not getting any supply, and plus we're not earning any economy. That would have worked, but what to do? He never made the airplanes fly, and he never made a use of Indian Navy. That was great. As usual, India had lost the war. The Indian government had actually realized that how foolish we were that we didn't invest on armed forces. So they were like, you know what? From now we're going to invest on the armed forces. So meaning that soldiers will be provided with advanced weapons, plus their supplies will be on time. The moral of the story I'm trying to say is that because of this war, India is the 4th strongest plus the 2nd largest army in the world. If this war had never occurred, India would have been in a category called Top 10 Countries with Weak Army. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about 1962 Sino-Indian War. If you guys enjoyed watching today's video, like this video, and plus share this video with everyone, your friends and your family, everyone. If you guys want me to make more videos like this, then subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. This was it for today's video. Bye for now.